As you're now moving into a new parameter in your life in this earthly plane where that is concerned, moving through the time-space continuum in your earthly plane where that is concerned, moving to the generations and the vibrations of the earthly plane where that is concerned, as you're now moving into your month of August where that is concerned, as you're now into the second half of the year of 2021 where that is concerned, and moving into a fruition of self where that is concerned, moving into a fruition of greater self where that is concerned, moving into the fruition of greater loving, honoring, and valuing yourself. And what we mean by that, dear ones, is many are now beginning to open their heart space. Open their heart space to the universe. Open the heart space to the world outside of yourselves, and now moving in and speaking your truth. Fully speaking your truth through the aspects of the self that you never have before where that is concerned. And this is because you are now moving into fully honoring yourself, honoring you, honoring the depth and breadth of you, honoring who you are, honoring what you've accomplished, honoring what you have learned, and honoring where you have grown to be where you are right now. And you are realizing that one of the most important aspects of your incarnation on this earthly plane is to express yourself. To fully express all of you. To fully express every aspect of you. To speak your truth. To speak your word with impeccability where that is concerned. So now as you move into your month of August, dear ones, we bring you the third part of these teachings about honoring yourself where that is concerned. About honor in general where that is concerned. But more so, dear ones, about honoring yourself. Honoring your path. Honoring from where you began this path of self-mastery to where you are now. Are you fully honoring that path where that is concerned? Are you fully honoring what it took for you to move on that path? Are you honoring when you look into the mirror, look directly into your eyes and see how far you have come in this process of self-mastery to where you are now? To look at what you have accomplished in this lifetime where that is concerned, based upon world service and giving to others. Opening up the depth and breadth of your heart space so you move into a personal growth system where that is concerned. So looking at where you've set up a personal growth system for yourself, where you're constantly in this place of moving within, releasing layers of wounding, and then moving into the fullness and the greatness of your spiritual beingness. And we use the term spiritual beingness because that, dear one, is the term that you use for the growth within where that is concerned. Moving and connecting to the spirit of fifth dimensional energies. Moving and growing to the spirit of multidimensional energies. And opening your heart space to the multidimensional beingness of yourself. Are you honoring that, dear ones? Are you honoring where you began and looking at where you began this process and looking at where you are now? And so in many ways, what we are asking you to do simply, dear ones, is to look at the glass as full. Looking at you now, dear ones, as the glass being filled. Honoring your pathway, honoring you, honoring your commitment to yourself. Fully honoring and valuing who you have become, dear ones, in the spiritual beingness of yourself, in the godlike Christ consciousness of yourself where that is concerned. Raising your resonance and vibration to a level that you have never dreamed you could, where you can now look at the third dimensional realm outside of yourself. See it for what it is. See the illusions of it. But also see where you have supported and guided others on their pathway to see and be who they are. So now, dear ones, as you move into your month of August, can you now begin to honor where you are in your life, what you have accomplished in your life, not what you have accomplished in the materialistic aspects of the third dimensional realm, but what you have accomplished within yourself, where you have grown, where you have opened your heart space more deeply to love, honor, and value you, where you have opened your heart space to love you, where in turn you can love others, where you have released your attachments to the third dimensional realm outside of you, that you're now moving in this sphere and energy, in the high vibration energy, as an individuated adult, where you have released your attachments to the past of your life, where you have released your attachments to mom and dad, where you're now a fully individuated soul on this earthly plane, vibrating at a resonance and vibration that you have never had before, where you no longer need what is transpiring in the third dimensional realm, and it no longer affects you, where you are now a fully sustained being within yourself. And thus, as we have said to you from time to time, now creating a new collective consciousness with others. So we ask you, what is your consciousness right now? And we remind you and ask you this: are you still looking outside of yourself, in the world outside of yourself, attached to what is transpiring outside of yourself? Or can you observe what is transpiring in the world outside of yourself and see you as a full, encompassed spiritual being within yourself, resonating and vibrating, containing your own energy, and observe what is transpiring in the world outside of yourself, but you are sustaining yourself. You're sustaining yourself in the high vibrational beingness of yourself. Can you honor that, dear ones? So it is now, in many ways, dear one, we ask you in your month of August to simply look at your life and recapitulate your life. Look at where you began this process of self-mastery, and look at where you are now. Look at how you view your relationships. Look at where you have begun to love yourself more dearly, so you can look at your relationships and look at those relationships that no longer champion your highest good. But most important now, dear ones, is you know what your highest good is. You know who you are. In many ways, dear ones, you no longer need to search outside of yourself for who you are. You no longer need to get the answers outside of yourself to know who you are, to love who you are, to honor who you are, to value who you are. You can look outside of yourself for those to support and guide you on your path, to hold you in the highest light and love. And when you move into blind spots, open your heart space to others simply for the support and guidance, and quite possibly the knowledge to move through the blind spot. This is intimacy. This is collective consciousness. This is a collective consciousness with others outside of yourself, of like-minded, like-souled individuals who are resonating and are vibrating at a similar level as you, if not the same level as you, who have opened their heart space to love, honor, and value themselves, to constantly look in the mirror, to look at themselves. But it's not about any longer, dear ones, looking at what you need to fix about you, to look at what you need to shift and change about you, though that is something that will move forward till you make your transition from this earthly plane. But it is about looking now, dear ones, at the wholeness of you. Looking now at the wholeness of your beingness. Looking now at what is transpiring in your life that fulfills your life. That you're simply fulfilled within yourself, and you're no longer looking outside of yourself to fill some mythical emptiness inside of yourself. The illusion of emptiness inside of yourself. It is about now, dear one, seeing that you have moved to this place in time, at this most important time in your earthly plane, dear one, where what is transpiring outside of your world is now shifting and changing more rapidly than it ever has before. where you now can stand in many ways as the pillar of strength for others, as the pillar of powerfulness for others, simply by being who you are. There is no need, dear ones, to fix anything in your life about you. You're a full, sustained, individuated adult, now moving on a pathway, resonating at a high vibration. Now you can move into the beingness of who you are. Yes, dear ones, you can seek greater knowledge outside of yourself, but you're no longer needed to sustain you. It is about now seeing what you have accomplished, utilizing the tools, utilizing the knowledge, utilizing what has come to you through multidimensional realms, and bring that to the world, as we have asked you many times before. But it is about looking at yourself now, dear ones, fully honoring your path, honoring your commitment to yourself, honoring what you have shifted and changed, and honoring the process that you have endured in many ways of growth, of personal growth, of the growth within inside of yourself. That you continue to move on as you keep growing each and every step. So many feel, dear ones, they are moving steps of moving to, dear ones, their demise in many ways, the ending of their life. If you can shift that, dear ones, to say, I am still growing in my life. And when this growth period ends, in this incarnation, in this lifetime that I have chosen in this earthly plane, it is when I will transition. When I cease growing, I will transition. When you end your growth period in this lifetime, dear ones, you will then transition. It is most important, dear ones, to shift that within you if you so choose. You are continually and endlessly growing inside of yourself. Growing and growing and growing to a place where your resonance and vibration will raise to the point that it will no longer be able to sustain itself on this earthly plane. And that is when you will transition. So it is a growth period of time that you have chosen on this earthly plane. That is what you can honor. If you are looking at life from that perspective, dear ones, as opposed to looking at it in a different fashion, that each and every day you are moving towards dying, as opposed to each and every day you are growing and growing to your full potential, and when you reach that is based in your soul's divine plan, you will then transition, dear ones. It is all based in the soul's divine plan, dear one, as we said to you many, many times before. So as you wake each day, you will be growing more and learning more about you, about the depth and breadth of you, and about why you are here. So what we ask you to do in this month of August, as you move, dear ones, beginning in your month of July through the second half of the year of 2021, what you will see as you move through this second part of your year of 2021 is growth spurts and moving to the fruition of aspects of your life that you've always said you wanted. And this is based upon beginning to honor yourself, honor your pathway, honor your commitments, honor the courageousness within you that said, I am ready to look into the mirror and grow so I can serve this world that I have been incarnated in by fully being who I am.